Mabuhay and welcome back. I'm Ben Allen. I'm a visual artist and a Fulbright scholar here in the Philippines. So this week, I'm going to share about overcoming challenges and celebrating small victories. This week, I spent my time weaving and studying with Binuatan creations. But it's quite a commute because the weaving studio is about 20 to 30-minute travel from my apartment. In the morning, I start my day with coffee and crackers, then I take a shower, get ready, and go on my way. From my apartment, which is in Barangay San Pedro, I take a 5-minute tricycle ride to the canto. Canto means corner, but in this context, it's the end of a road beside a highway. Then I wait for a multi-cab or a smaller version of a jeepney to go to a different barangay, which is called Santa Monica, and it usually takes about 10 to 15-minute ride. Then I walk for about 5 minutes to go to the studio. Now, this is a challenge for me because I'm not very good at directions or navigations and I easily get lost. In the US, they make it easy for you. If you are taking a public transportation, you can actually put in your destination on your phone and it will give you directions and what kind of transportation you can take. For example, in Boston, you can choose subway as a mode of transportation and then it will tell you what line you can take and where to get off to. Here, it's a little different. Google Maps does not give you those options. You have to know what kind of multicab you can take and where it's going. That's important because on my first try, I got lost. So on my first try, I got lost. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where I was. So I put in directions on my Google Maps. It only showed me walking directions, but it didn't give me options on which public transportation I can take. And it was also raining at the time. There's also no Uber or Grab or Angkas here in Palawan. There is a motorcycle ride that is the same as Uber, but unfortunately, it only works for Android users, not for Apple. So it took me about a week to not rely on Google Maps on where to go, and that was a big victory for me because I feel like I am very confident on my commuting skills. Now going back to Binuatan, I started learning their weaving traditions and process. This is not easy to learn and be part of their community because I am still a stranger in their weaving community. Last week when I introduced myself, my project, and my intentions, I wasn't sure if they will allow me to study their making, study their process, and learn from them. But they were very, very kind to accept me. Now, Binuatan uses a loom to weave, which is a tool that I have not used before. All of my weaving works does not use traditional loom, but I use my body as a loom or stretcher bars as support systems. And then I expose those tools as part of the work. Using a loom for weaving is totally different. Your legs, your body, and your arms needs to be in a specific position in order for you to use the tool properly and weave efficiently. I realized that my body and my strength is not built for this kind of weaving. I sit down differently than the veteran weavers, and the way I handle materials and tools cannot be as light as holding a paintbrush or as hard as lifting weights. My mentor or the weaver who was teaching me kept telling me to find the balance. The way I step on the treadle or the foot pedal should be as if I'm painting. But I haven't painted with my foot before. And then the way I pull the bitter should be hard enough to secure the material but not break the threads. My mentor kept comparing threads to life. She sees the threads as a journey. She said that I have to take care of the threads and make sure it doesn't break or it doesn't get discombobulated, because if it does, my life will get complicated and there will be more work for me to do. She also says that the way I handle the tools and materials should be gentle yet strong. But the threads will break somehow, and that is okay. I can always go back to fix it. And this is the poetic and wisdom that I'm interested in knowing. I am curious about how the weavers communicate with their work, their materials, and their process. And there's so much more to learn from these amazing weavers. So I spent a lot of time weaving and breaking so many threads. Like in every hour of weaving, a thread or 2 or 5 breaks. And it is frustrating. And it's also frustrating because I kept asking the weavers for help and I feel like I'm disturbing them a lot. And I think this frustration comes from the fact that I feel like I'm still a stranger to them. They call me sir instead of my first name. To overcome this, I have to gain their trust and vice versa. And eventually and organically, that happened. And I believe that it's because of our moments of storytelling and sharing our life experiences. And now we joke around, our body language and speech become comfortable, and asking for help isn't a bother to anyone anymore. And I realize that these things take time, I cannot rush it because I have an agenda. I genuinely wanted to be friends with them and be part of their community to build a long-lasting relationship. And I just needed to be authentic to achieve that. And so by the end of the week, after so many breakages and frustrations, I finished my first weaving piece and all of us celebrated. I could not be happier that I made this with the guidance, support, and care of Binuatan weavers. I am learning so much here and loving every minute of it. So tell me what you think in the comment section below, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Ooh, I finally got that right. Anyway, please hang around because I'll be back in the next videos. Cheers.